We had a client the other day who did his research, and he brought to us 20 questions that he wanted answers for before he would hire us or anybody else. And it kind of got me thinking, you know what? I haven't put a video out there of the questions that we should ask. And so I stole a lot of his, and then I added some more to it as well. So I just kind of created a list here, and I want to go through them of questions you should ask before you hire a roofing, gutter, or window company, all right? Because that's what we do here at One Way Exteriors. So question number one is, are they licensed and insured? These are like the most basic things. And truthfully, if somebody's not providing you their license and their insurance upon your initial meetup, there's a chance they don't have one of them. And if they do, they're probably not proper for what they're doing, because why else would they be hiding it, right? Why else would they not be leading with this? It's one of like my biggest pet peeves is when people advertise that they're licensed and insured. It's like, this is a minimal, like, viable thing that you have to be in business, to be doing what you're doing. Why is that what you're advertising? And I get it. There's a bunch of people out there that do, all sorts of services without the proper licensing and insurance, but yeah, so make sure that they have the proper insurances, and insurance should look like general liability, their commercial auto policy. You want them to have commercial auto, even if they're just parking on your property. It's important that they have their own auto policy. And then for us, we have a commercial umbrella, because you can never be too insured in today's world. And then also workers' compensation, all right? Probably the most important one there for you, all right? If they don't have all those, you as the homeowner are actually liable to getting sued if someone or something happens on your property. Meaning, one of my employees comes up and I don't have workers' comp, and they fall off of your roof or they fall off a ladder on your property, my insurance company is going to sue your homeowner's insurance company. If I have workers' comp, it's all handled. But that's how it goes. If I hang gutter on your house and it falls down and hits somebody in the head, or it's sharp edges and cuts off one of their arms or something crazy like that, and I don't have the proper insurance, guess what? That person's health insurance is suing your house, not me as the business owner. So make sure that they have the liability, the auto, the bonus if they have an umbrella, and then lastly, the workers' compensation. All right. So, and then as far as licensing goes, in the state of Michigan, there is not much that doesn't require a license of some sort. All right. For everything roofing, gutters, and windows, we do need a license. It's called a maintenance and alteration license, or you can have a superseding general contractor's license as well. That will cover you on all those bases. All right. So that's question number one. 1A off of this, are they using subcontractors or in-house employees? Because that matters when it comes to workers' comp. If they're using subcontractors like we do with our roofing crews, our gutters and windows are all done in-house, but our roofing crews, we use a subcontractor. And we use basically the same sub always, right? But we need to make sure that they have the proper insurances in place as well. Otherwise, I have to pay for their workers' compensation. And at that point, I might as well have in-house policy and all that fun stuff. So make sure that you understand if they have in-house W-2 employees or 1099 subs, and that their 1099 subs have the proper documentation. Now, something that is also really, really important, a lot of guys, especially on the roofing side of things, will be like, oh yeah, they're all my employees, but they pay them 1099 as subcontractors. They pay them cash at the end of the week or whatever. And they don't actually have workers' comp, and half their guys don't have any sort of insurance, and all of them would be liable if they fell on your property to sue your homeowner's insurance policy. So make sure if they say, yes, they're W-2 employees, can you please provide me documentation of that? I don't need to see how much you're making. I just need to see that they're actually W-2 employees. It's important, all right? It needs to match the insurances. Fair enough? All right, so that's question number one. Question number two is their warranties. Now, there's a very, very big difference between a workmanship warranty that is given to you by the business owner versus the manufacturer. And then there's also a big difference between the product warranty given to you by the business and the manufacturer. So on the manufacturing side of things, let's talk about roofing. Every manufacturer has a lifetime warranty in the shingle industry, and all it is lip service. All right, there's no actually lifetime warranty. I'm 34 years old. Hopefully, I've got another 60 plus years left. All right, there's no such thing as a shingle that's going to go on my roof that's going to last my lifetime. It doesn't exist. I might get lucky, but no manufacturer is willing to bet their money on it. All right, so what their lifetime warranty means is it's a prorated lifetime warranty on the lifetime of the shingle. And what we're seeing most of the time now is 50 years is the lifetime of the shingle. So they're claiming that the shingle should last 50 years, but if you try and make a claim in year 49, you're going to get about 0.5% of the shingle cost that you pay today for that. So let me break this down for you. How a lifetime warranty works is they're usually prorated after the first 10 or 15 years, depending on the manufacturer. So for the first 10 or 15 years, the shingles themselves are covered 100% based on the rate you pay today. So let's say the shingles for your house cost $5,000 right now, but 9 years from now, they fail. Well, 9 years from now, they're only going to cover up to $5,000 worth of shingles after you provide them the receipt. All right, they're not going to cover 9 years from now shingle costs. It might cost, let's say, $8,000 for shingles 9 years from now. They're only going to cover the five. All right, so that's how that works, and it's only on the shingles. Does not cover workmanship. Does not cover the nails, the underlayment, the dumpster, the drip edge, any of that stuff. Doesn't cover any of it, only the shingles. Fair enough? Now, the workmanship side of things. This is pivotal. A lot of companies will go out and say, yep, we'll warranty it for life. And it's like, whoa, that's a pretty bold claim considering you've been in business for 2 years, right? And roofing businesses go out of business like you and I change our underwear. They are constantly going out of business. Doesn't matter how big they are. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. I cannot tell you how many just in this year, 2025, that I'm privy to knowledge of that went under to the tune of millions of dollars that they owed manufacturers and subs and supply houses and whatever else. All right. So they go under regularly. And then the really small guys, they go under all the time too. I came from the supply industry. I saw guys who consistently owed $25,000 that they couldn't get paid, right? They would never chunk away at it. We'd make deals with them, pay an extra $500 on every order just to start chunking away at this. It happens, all right? It is very, very common. There's not many companies that scratch and claw their way out of it. It's easier just to be like, I'm done. And then they start under another entity or something like that. Now, full transparency, I've been there. I had a bill one time. I had to call up and say, hey, I don't have it this month. I'm going to get it back to you. But, I'm not going to pay early like I always do. They're like, okay, you're good, Colin. And we got it all paid off. And the rest is history. It took me like 5 months to get it fully paid because it was $100,000, but we got it. All right. There are not many companies that take that route. Many of them just continue to operate at a negative until eventually they can't play the game anymore. And they've stolen from homeowners, from manufacturer, or from supply houses, from their contractors, everybody and their brother. And then they disappear and they pop up in another city or state and start all over. All right. So make sure that the workmanship warranty is backed by the manufacturer as well. So like with us, we're Master Elite with GAF, which means we can offer the Golden Pledge warranty. If we go out of business and you have that 25-year Golden Pledge warranty on your roof, GAF will pay another Master Elite certified contractor to come out and fix your home. As well as if we're still in business, they actually pay us to come out. Where an in-house warranty, that just costs me money. If I say, yep, I'm going to warranty it for 25 years like some of my competitors do, I'm less apt to show up to that because it just costs me money, right? But if GAF is paying me to show up, we're going to show up and get you taken care of right away, all right? So, and I'm not saying that our company, we would disappear because of our warranty and it's free labor or whatever. Like, that's not how we operate, but that's how a lot of guys out there operate. That's why we're on so many roofs that are less than 3 years old that have issues that we have to show up and completely replace, right? Because the other guy offered a lifetime warranty and won't show up or answer his phone call anymore. The next question that you should be asking before you hire a home service company is, who holds that person you're talking to accountable? Whether this is a sales rep, the owner of the company, a project manager, an estimator, whoever it is, who holds you accountable? All right, the goal in this is to make sure that you're not talking to just the owner who nobody holds accountable. All right, what happens in that instance, and I'm no different. When I'm talking to a homeowner as the owner of the company, nobody holds me accountable other than my wife, right? She makes sure we're making money, right? So nobody holds the owner accountable. So if the owner is the one showing up doing the estimate, and then they're also the one showing up doing the work, our minds have that flipped, like, oh, this guy owns a company, he must be the best darn roofer or whatever in the Midwest. And what I've seen in my decade in business and years prior in the supply business is that the owner operators are the ones who get away with more stuff because nobody's holding them accountable. So in our business, how that works is we have project consultants who go out and they sell the job, right? So project consultants come out, and that's who you would be meeting with, all right? They go over everything, all your different options, all that. You say, yes, let's do it. Then it goes to a project manager. The project manager is overseeing our subcontractor crew on the roofing side. The subcontractor doesn't get paid until the project manager says, yes, this is how it's supposed to be. Good job, guys. Here you go. Project manager doesn't get paid until the GM reviews the job, looks at all the photos, makes sure all proper documentation is taking place, everything is signed off like it's supposed to be. Boom, now you get paid on this job. GM doesn't get paid until I review and make sure all the bottom steps are done. All right, so there's a ladder of accountability, if you will. Now imagine I'm the guy that shows up. I answer the phone, I schedule a time to come out, I show up, I'm there for 30 minutes, give you a good number, right? And now you call me to schedule a job. Now I'm the one that shows up, does the work, and then I disappear, right? That's how most owner operators work. Well, my job in that owner operator role is to get as many jobs done as I possibly can. And I'm running so busy because I'm doing the job of 7 people that I don't have time to redo that one shingle or redo this one thing. Like, I just don't have the time. And that's where we see a lot of corners cut. All right. Now, this isn't by any means an altruistic statement. There are many great owner operators out there, but this is where we see most of the issues, especially here in northern Michigan where we serve. All right. Another great question for you to ask is, what happens if there is a leak? Who covers what? A lot of roofing companies will show up and only fix the roof. They won't fix the wet insulation or the stain on the ceiling or any of that. They'll just fix the roof. Yep, tough luck, rest on you. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not the one who had my roof leak and caused this damage. Like, it's like saying the mechanic forgot to put all the lug nuts on tight and you crash and wreck your car, and they're like, oh yeah, sorry, hey, here's $20 for forgetting to tighten up those lug nuts, right? Like, that's not how that works. They're buying you a new car, right? So, same situation with the roofing. In that instance, give them that exact scenario. What happens if there's a leak and I got stains on my ceiling? If their answer is anything other than, we're going to come in, we're going to repaint your entire ceiling, not just that one little spot, we're going to repaint the entire ceiling here, so that you don't see any difference. And then we're going to get up in your attic and we're going to replace any insulation that got wet as well. And we're also going to inspect the roof deck. And if that's showing any signs of rot, we're going to have to rip off some of the roof and redo that section as well. I've had to do this, all right? This is a real thing that does have to happen. I have a bunch of humans that work for me, all right? We're not robots. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. It's how we service the mistakes, all right? So that's what you're looking for, is how do they service you after they've done got paid. All right. Another great thing that you want any contractor to do is show you their reputation. You're like, how does somebody show me their reputation? Well, it's really simple in the world that we live in. They can look at they can show you their Google business profile. If they don't have one, not a good sign. If they have one with one review and they've been in business for 5 years, also not a good sign. If people are shouting about this company from the mountaintops, that means that they're probably not super happy with them. All right. The only times that people leave reviews are if they're really, really pissed or they're really, really happy. That's it. And if you're not getting people really, really happy, like, well, what the heck, right? That's what we're in business to do. We're there to serve you. It's a service business, all right? Our job is to leave you better than we found you and make you happy, all right? If you look at ours, we will gladly show you all of our reviews. And you'll see some negative ones too. I mean, we've got some that our prices were too high. We got others that the job went too fast and they feel we took advantage of them or whatever. Like, we've got some weird 3-star reviews that say, did a great job, right? Like, just weird stuff like that. But we have hundreds of 5-star reviews of very happy clients and people that refer a ton of people to us, all right? So have them show you their reputation. Do some research yourself too. Google that company and then get on Facebook and type in their name as well. And Facebook's got like its own little search engine, right? Get on YouTube. You're here on YouTube watching this, right? Punch in the company's name, see if anything comes up, all right? Make them show you their reputation and prove to you that it is good, all right? Piggybacking off of that, ask for a reference list. Hey, I'd like a reference of the jobs that you've done that I can call and make sure everything went as you said it did. And this is a little bit like, I don't want to say hairy, because they're not going to give you people to call that didn't do a good, that they're not happy with them, right? Like, they're only going to give you their best clients, which is still good, all right? This is part of proving their reputation. If they can give you 4 or 5 numbers of people that they've actually done work for, and those people are happy, cool, great job, right? Next one, do they have a referral program? Will they pay you or reward you at all for sending people their way? That's something that we do a lot of because we want to serve more people just like you. Our goal, I'd rather pay you than pay Facebook or Google or whoever else, right? I'd rather give you the $175 gift card to Meijer or Walmart or whatever than just give that money to Facebook or Google, all right? If they don't have that, that means they probably are not doing a good enough job to get referrals from their customers. Makes sense? Now let's get into a little bit more of the technical stuff. Do they offer roof overs? Will they put a second layer of shingles over an existing layer of shingles? For me, this is a big no-no. Anybody willing to do that? It's kind of like, how do you know what you're nailing into? How can you stand behind your work when you haven't inspected the foundation? That's kind of like going in and building a house on something that you didn't inspect and you don't know. Like, it's just not possible. You don't know if the wood is rotten underneath there, if it's 1x and you're shooting into big gaps of air, right? You have no idea what you're actually nailing into. Therefore, how are you going to warranty this product at all? Like, it's just, in my mind, it's not realistic at all. I get that Michigan code, you can have up to 2 layers, but that's not how we do business here. I think that is a big hack way to do things. Sure, it could save the homeowner some money, but is it really going to save them money? I don't think so. Make sure they're going over with and speccing exactly what products they're going to use so that you can hold them accountable. If they show you an underlayment that's blue, you better make sure it's blue going up on your roof. If they show you one that's red, you better make sure it's red going up on your roof. Ask them those questions. Make sure you understand and have very clear expectations. Ask them, how long is this going to take? And if they give you a realistic time frame and they hit within that time frame, cool. But you know what we run into? A lot of guys saying, oh yeah, one day, and then they're there for a week. And now this customer has their house opened up for a week and God knows how many times it's going to rain. And that is not good. Also, it tends to piss your neighbors off when you have people nailing on your house for 5 days straight. It's not fun for anybody involved. Your house looks like crap. You can't let the dogs out because there's nails everywhere. Like, it's an absolute nightmare. So make sure the amount of time on site is doable, right? Most of our roofs take a day, maybe. Like, we're on a big one right now, huge. That took us a day, almost 2 full days, like a day and 3/4. It was monster, but most of our roofs take a day, maybe a little bit of finishing up in the next morning. All right. So that's what happens. But we leave 8 o'clock at night and everything looks spick and span. Everything's in the dumpster. There's some material stacked nicely, but that's it. All right. The neighbors don't have to deal with it, and we won't start the next day until probably 8:30 in the morning. All right. Our goal is to not wake up and piss off your entire neighborhood. All right. But another big thing is when you ask them how long is it going to take, make sure it's no more than 1 or 2 days. We've done some huge roofs in 2 days. Huge. I'm talking like 8,000 square foot homes in 2 days. All right. Monster homes that we can get done in 2 days. If you're hiring a 4-man crew, that's going to be a 2-week long project. And that is not fun for anybody around. So make sure you're hiring the right crew, for the right size crew for the right job. Make sense? Another great question that you can ask is, how long have you been in business? A normal roofing company only lasts like 3 to 5 years. All right. So if they've been in business for longer than that, gutter companies tend to last a little bit longer, especially on the owner operator side. Those ones will be around for 30, 40 years. You just might never be able to get a hold of them again. All right. But roofing companies tend to go out of business. Like I said earlier, like you and I change our underwear. They're just constantly going in and out of business. It's wild. It's the Wild West somehow still. There needs to be more regulation, and that more counties, municipalities need to be doing roof inspections and making us pull permits. All right. If today I'm based in Ludington, Michigan, if Ludington were to deem every roofer has to pull a permit on every roof, I'd be one of like 5 roofers left out of the 20 that are in the area. All right. They would boom, just disappear, and they'd be out of business tomorrow. All right. So make sure that they've been in business for a while and they have a good reputation. You can also ask them, what is your average length of keeping an employee? Like, how long do employees stay with you? If they're changing employees every 3 to 6 months, not a good sign. All right. That means they're not paying their guys well. That means they're not taking care of them. That means those employees probably aren't doing the best job on your house. If they're keeping employees for 1 to 5 years, cool. All right. Everything is working, trending in the right direction. All right. Now, that said, businesses, especially in the home service industry, they do have turnover, especially as they grow, because as they grow, businesses tend to make changes and they get a little bit more strict, and things like when your first employees, they're not able to get away with everything they are when you're a couple $1 million company that they were when you were a couple 100,000. All right. And so that will tend to turn them away or whatever. But like, there is turnover. So even like keeping them for a year is pretty good in the service industry. Another avenue I like to go down is how many in-house employees do they have? And are they truly in-house? All right. So we talked about this a little bit earlier with subcontractors, but make sure their employees are truly in-house. For us, all of our all of our window and gutter technicians are in-house. All of our project consultants are in-house. All of our office staff is in-house. All of our management is in-house. The only thing that are subcontractors for us is if we run into like a weird framing thing, I'll bring in some framing subs or our roofing crews. All right. Our roofing crews are subcontractors as well. But it's important that there's more than 1 or 2 people that are in-house employees. Again, going back to who holds who accountable. If the owner is busy doing everything, you're not going to get the service that you deserve when you're dropping X amount of thousands of dollars on this new roofing, gutters, and window system. All right. You're just not going to get that same great service. The owner might be the nicest guy in the world, but there's only so many hours in the day to service everyone. So make sure there is the right support staff in place, right? So for us, we have myself as a CEO. We have, right now, I don't have a general manager, but I have an office and production manager and sales manager. And then underneath that, we have project managers that oversee roofs. We have gutter lead techs, and then we have office personnel, and then of course our project consultants. And then underneath that, we have technician roles and all that fun stuff, and office assistants. So, and we have bookkeepers and all that, right? We have a full organizational chart where I actually have time to service our clients if ever needed. And last, but certainly not least, this is something that I didn't realize the importance of it until we had it. So when we got our physical office space, we now have probably like one customer every day that stops in. And the amount of times I've been told that, yep, we hired this guy and I can't get a hold of him. I went to his address and it was just his house. And I pulled up and his wife and kids were outside playing. And I was like, I can't go talk to this guy, right? Because humans inherently are nice and they don't want to be confrontational. And that's pretty confrontational. Also, like when you're on somebody else's property, they have a few more rights than you. So it's important that they have a physical office space that you can go hunt them down if you need to, right? That's one of our famous lines. Like, you go to our office between 8 and 5, I promise you there will be at least 2 people there that can serve you, right? We cannot hide from you. You go to any gas station in the area and you're going to see one of our wrapped vehicles there, all right? We cannot hide from you. And that is I guess I said last, but certainly not least, but last is, are their vehicles wrapped? Are they proud to wear their company name everywhere? My employees don't take their one-way exterior stuff off. All of our vehicles are wrapped almost immediately upon purchasing them. We don't try and hide. Our goal is to be everywhere, and if we had stuff to be ashamed of and we had to hide, our vehicle surely would not be wrapped. It would not be a good look to be pumping up gas and have a customer pull up and start MFing us because we wouldn't return their calls or whatever else, right? So if their vehicles, if they're not proud enough of what they do in their work to put it on their vehicles, probably not a company that you want to do business with, all right? So hopefully this has helped some of you. Hopefully this helps you in the hiring process of a roofing, gutters, or window company, or any home service business really, for that matter. But these are just some basic questions that you should ask before hiring and allowing somebody to come into your home. Now, a really good company is going to cover all these bases for you, all right? Because they want you to know you're hiring the best company every time. And that's how you do one way every day.